She said, you're a doctor. And I got so. I said, God, you spoke with salt water. She said, are you a doctor or what? I said, you don't need it, it's a virus infection. So she got annoyed, went to my neighbor, very well-known gynecologist, showed her throat, gave her amoxicillin. She went, see, he gave me. I said, yeah, you will be running to the toilet, and 1 week later you will be having itches in your bottom. Suffer. That's what happened. But that behavior continued. It's continuing even now. I've been bombarding, stop antibiotics, and they don't. COVID, 76% of the people receive antibiotics. And almost every antibiotic I know has disappeared. It doesn't work. So what are we going to do? We can't get antibiotics. And infection comes. If you can't control it, 48 hours, I'm getting the coffin ready. I'll be waiting with my pen to sign the death certificate. Because I know I can't do anything else. So this meeting is to educate you what medicine is all about. As I said in the beginning, I'm not God who can save your life. That is a myth. Everybody thinks, oh, he is a Nobel professional fellow, he is a great man, he saves life. Nonsense. If at all there is one person who can say, I swear I did save lives, it is me. Because I worked for 50, 40 years in intensive care. Every day resuscitating babies, dead or not. The priest used to ask me to go and give a talk in the church. So he said, Sri, you must come and give us a talk. I said, why? You play God. I said, what? I don't believe in God. How can I play God? He said, yes, you are the one who declares death. So when I went to my room, I was thinking, why did he say that? And it's true. When the child is dead, somebody has to say, finish, you got out of the window, you're dead. And I'm the one who declares that. When I said, what happens? Mother comes, do another 15 minutes. The father says, come on man, do another 15 minutes. So nobody wants to die. They want me to keep him alive as long as possible. I don't know why. What are we going to get out of it? You have to take care of it. The patient might be suffering. So, I am going to give you a short introduction to what life is all about. First, you have to understand yourself. To do anything about your life. Just running to a doctor like me and giving me money, you're not going to get the answers you need. I will give you the answers what you want to listen. If I tell you something different, I get a complaint, and the next thing is the whole town will be talking about it. That doctor is a bloody idiot, he doesn't know what he is doing. Okay? So, what are we? Any idea? This is the body. What are we made up of? People never think, oh, we are made up of heart, lung, and liver and kidney. No. It's like asking a construction company builder, what are you building the house with? Bricks. Wood. They haven't realized. Actually, they're building it with sand. Sand makes the road. And same way, our body is made up of organs. But what are organs made up of? Go on chopping as much as possible. Then you land up with one atom. The smallest molecule organs. Okay? Now they are trying to break it into further pieces because they want to create a beautiful atom bomb again. So let's not get into plasma and all that. But basically you understand it's a small atom. There's a man whom I met, his name is Don Kimo. He wrote the first book about brain power. He's from Canada, spent almost a couple of years in Himalaya, spending time with all these gurus and all these so-called godmen, trying to find out about life. He told me, I've always been asking my question, what is universe? Universe, he said, is the space between two atoms. The smaller the atom, they are closer. The bigger they become, they are bigger. Can you measure the distance between Earth and thing, it's proportion. Atoms small ones, little. Ah, that's right. So if you are an atom and you want to send something in all over the world, just spit it out into the space. So we are all connected. Your atoms, increasing the space, we're all connected. But how is this possible? It's possible because there is one atom which came after the Big Bang. The sun, boom, broke. One ball of fire came out and became Earth. It was a ball of fire with hydrogen, helium and all sorts of gases. And it was there. Nobody could do anything till another meteor hit it, then it became solidified. But there were atoms which did not fuse. There were atoms floating around, not one of them fused. And they are the atoms I call Atma. Atma is nothing but one atom with the power of the sun. People call it divine, people call it God. Every soul on earth has this Atma. It may be an elephant, it may be a thing. How do I know that? Because Atma is the one which gives us energy. Everybody has heard about energy. But can anybody define what is an energy? Not many people have thought, but I had to think. Not because I want to get the Nobel Prize, because it is a question of life and death for me. I have to declare death. How do I declare? ECG has stopped, RSM stopped, there is no potassium has gone out, everything the same. But I feel the child is alive. And I contradicted everybody. I said, no, this child is alive, this child should live. Because God gave me the intuition, this child should live. I'm fighting with my professors. They have been nominated to, get a Nobel Prize. I'm not talking to some Kadaspadin doctor. I'm talking to some intellectual, a very well-known professor. And I'm telling you, no, he child is not dead. Oh, you see? Okay, let's show me. So I was holding the hand. In my heart, I was praying with Ganesha. I said, oh, I help you. I am contradicted and I don't know, my life will be gone. I stood by my word and got the child out. Why? Because of my belief, because of my perseverance, because of my honesty. I felt the child was hot. It was the temperature which made me think. If the child is hot, the Atma is still there, it hasn't left. All that I have to do is put a little bit of water, sodium, potassium, calcium, boost it up. I know the physiology by heart. I can see, oh, I'll give it calcium, what's happening, this thing. It goes like a supersonic speed. I didn't want this bloody stupid brain in my head. If I was like everybody else, probably I would have had 2-3 kids running around, happily living in a family. But now I am here in Auroville, living alone, nobody around. Why? Because I have a crazy brain. That's what happens. When you do something, say something, people don't like you. Truth is not accepted. Everybody wants lies. But I speak the truth. So the temperature was up. I gave it, the child lived. And everybody said you create miracles. I really don't create miracles. I'm just following my instinct in a straight way. No beating around the bush, no cutting corners. Honesty and integrity. These are the two things which we need to survive. And if you really want to be spiritually enlightened, that's what you need. So let me go back to atoms now. The atoms are there. They are vibrating. Everybody says, everything is vibrating, but nobody tells me why. Vibration occurs because the electrons are moving around fast. So you just walk around and see a gorgeous looking girl or a man. Oh, he's hot. Why? Because you go near, the electron starts moving faster, temperature goes up. Atma is beating. So the whole life depends upon how the atom works. An atom, as long as it is calm in a way, you will live longer. Bat's heart beats 400 times and they die early. Elephants and whales beat 30 times, 20 times. And super athletes, their heart beats 40 times. So your life depends upon the number of heartbeats. If your heartbeat is 200 times in one day, you're dead. But you can prolong it slowly like that. You can make it 4 days. This was the reason our ancestors taught us Gayatri Mantra for all the spirituals. Before that, the women who's married, the husband dies, the wife has to jump into a fire. That's called sati. So the women didn't want to jump into fire. It's not an easy thing to do, okay? But they had to do it. They were forced to do it, and they did. So the women said, we must do something to make sure our man is living longer. So gave them good food, ghee, and all that, but didn't work. So they came to my ancestors, who were priests. We were all priests, okay, in the temple, and said, Prabhu, what do? We want our husband to live longer. So my great father had to think. So they went to the Himalayas, probably meditated, did all sorts of service, and they came to the answer. They came back and said, you must do Gayatri Mantra. Why? I was fascinated. Why? Because as soon as my thread ceremony was over, my father came and told me in my ears, this Gayatri Mantra. You are only supposed to say this, you can't tell it to your wife, you can't tell it to the girls. Girls should not listen to this. That was the secret. I said, why should then? It was like that in 1960s, 70s, but now everybody is saying it without understanding the principle behind it. And when they did that, you have to sit there, meditate, and say this mantra. And this mantra should be said in a meditation state when you are in the deep meditation, so that your heart is under control. You're controlling your heart rate. I checked it on a child as well, in children when they are in the terminal stage, because I'm controlling the ventilator. So their heart is in my hand. So when I say the resuscitate the mantra, it synchronizes. When you say initially it's a bit fast, then it goes slow. And that's true. You are conditioning your heart to beat slower. Somebody can, with me, I should have been dead long time ago, because every other day I'm seeing somebody dying and my heartbeat goes up, because everybody is trying to do something, so much emotions. So I had to stand there. And people say, how can you do that? I said, if I sit and cry there, who's there to resuscitate the baby or the child? The child will be dead. If I have to think, I have to keep all the emotions back and out and concentrate. And to do that, it's same as the meditation. But nowadays, my father, last time when I came down, he's sitting and doing all the puja. So he was doing, I said, okay, you're doing for half an hour. I was sitting there. And in between, he's interfering in my conversation. So I looked at him, Papa, are you doing puja or are you listening to our conversation? Because in puja means you should be meditating. No. He said, no, don't do that. Oh, I mean, the whole Indian community, this puja, these mantras and shlokas, without understanding the principle, they just keep reciting. Wherever I go, bhajan, I mean, you must get rid of all that behavior and start saying, I am Aham Brahmasmi. I am God. I am the God of my own soul. You are the God. I will pray for you. If that happens, there won't be any war. Because she is God according to me. How can I wage a war against her? There is a beautiful medical explanation. You see, I am jumping from various things. If there is anything confused, please ask me. Now I told you about that. I am jumping into inflammation. Inflammation is the basis only addresses inflammation. And you won't believe it, I've traveled around the world and asked hundreds of doctors, please define inflammation. They say, oh, redness, pain, swelling. That is the sign, not the definition. So what's inflammation? Inflammation is the simplest example in explanation. Inflammation is a reaction to an insight. If I slap your cheek, it's a physical insight. I come and say, hey, Sada Kulta Kamine.
Reaction to what?
Reaction to an insight.
Okay.
If I shout at you, it's an insight. It's basically anger. It's a mental. So inflammation is a reaction to an insight, physical and mental. So mentally, you are mentally in this depression and anxiety and all sorts of things. That's an inflammation. There is always a cause for it. People know he is depressed, he is not sleeping. That's not the answer. Why is his brain getting inflamed? Then I go deeper in, oh, he is depressed. Why? Because his wife has got a new boyfriend. Instead, put him on an antidepressant. And that fellow sitting like a zombie. He can't even think. And the wife is running around the boyfriend, no problem. So, medical profession have forgotten what our role is. In 1996, I wrote an article in the BMJ, the so-called BMJ. I said, every person comes to me with a story of an illness as they have lived, experienced, and remembered. Why did I say that way? Because some people come and say me two things and they go home and they go, Shri, I forgot to tell you that this thing is there. So, the story should be clear, it should be perfect. When they tell me the true story, I will give them a solution, not a prescription. Take this tablet. Medicine is the last thing to give any human being if a doctor is really honest. Why? Because the drug, when you put one tablet, it is not going to go away from your body completely. What happens is, it's easy for me to prescribe, but I am going to make your life a living hell throughout. Because the chemicals, there are small chemicals, there are big chemicals, and there are toxic chemicals. The 2-3 chemicals will join together and become a toxic chemical which is big. So it can't go through the hole, through the kidney, and it stays in your body running around. And it causes a problem. I mean, it's like some fellow sitting in your house, a troublemaker. You can't get rid of him. You can't kill him. He is making trouble all the time. And you are not in control. I always give an example. If there is a milkshake, very nice milkshake, keep drinking, it's lovely. Then put a little bit of sand into it. That's what we do. We convert your body from a clean milkshake into a dirty garbage. And then you have all the problems. Then I keep trying to clean it up. Some Ayurveda lady said, oh, we give any more treatment to get rid of all the toxins. So I asked her, how do you know where the toxins are? What kind of toxins? No idea. And people are paying 6,000 rupees and they value 50,000 rupees for full body cleansing treatment. I mean, that lady has sat with me for half an hour probably, I was just giving free advice and she didn't make me clean. Mine would have been completely clean. Okay? So, inflammation is a reaction to an insight. So you must try to find out what causes the insight. Once you identify that, you can get them completely cured.